I'm going to go ahead and record this. Okay. So this is a pre-launch call. We don't always teach this system, and so even though so there's a couple different things. You can pre-sell your way to becoming a promoter, which is like what I did, or you can, and I know Janelle, you have a lot of product that you could start, selling 10 days from it, essentially, or 5 or 10 days to prospects or your friends and family. And I'll teach you how to do that as well. So I'm going to touch a little bit on the pre-sale process for those of you who don't have, $1,000 to invest in the experience pack or buy a bunch of boxes on the website. So there's 2 different ways that you can start as a promoter, and 2 different packages that you can come in at. And so I'll explain the benefits of coming in at an experience pack or a promoter pack. And then I'll tell you how I did it. So anyway, just to get started, so I have been in network marketing. I had another business before this that was failing. It was in the same industry. It was health and fitness. I love health and fitness. It's a big part of my story and my journey, and I really feel like fitness saved my life. And so I feel kind of in debt or obligated to always be a healthy person in a positive way, just because it did so much for me 5 years ago, right? And it was something that I really needed in my life. And so ever since then, I've been just a sponge. I wanted to know how everything works. My background, or my philosophy, I guess you can say, is I'm very neutral. I'm very open-minded. So I don't label myself as anything. And it's okay if you do, right? Like, everyone finds like what their place, right? Everyone gets in where they can fit in. And so I do lots of different styles of eating. I do intermittent fasting kind of, but again, one of my core values and something that's very important to me is my personal freedom. So when I put labels on myself or pigeonhole myself, it's like my personal freedom feels like it's being attacked, and then I just end up like eating whatever I want or something like that. So anyway, I started this business almost exactly a year ago. The end of the month, it'll be a year. And I was already doing network marketing, and I already had a small team from my previous business. I wasn't really making any money at all, maybe a couple hundred a month. And my best month in that business was like $1,300. And that was only 1 month. And that was like 3 years ago, right? So it was like I had a peak, and then nothing just ever worked. And my mentor in that company is now the #1 earner in that company. And I'll never say anything bad about her, because I picked her for a reason. She was an incredible leader, an incredible mentor. I learned a lot from her. I still think she's incredible. She was very good at social media. So she came from a visual arts background. And so she was very artistic, and she was Instagram famous, all of that stuff. So I always felt like I was kind of living in the shadows of that, or that if I didn't have that I could never earn what she earned, and which isn't true, but that's how I felt. And so anyway, coming into Pruvit with the team that, anyone watching this that you'll be plugged into is really great, because it's not just me that you'll be joining. We have an incredible leadership team, and you're actually going to get plugged into a real business, which my previous experience in this industry, they had some systems that worked, but within our whole organization, even us being high up in the company as a whole team, one thing that we always discussed, even on the leadership team, was there wasn't a lot of duplication happening, so people were coming in and not seeing results and just like quitting. And so anyway, my experience with Pruvit has been completely different. The new person, we just have really good systems that work. Lisa Grossman is a huge part of that. So you'll be hearing a lot from her, once you join, and we have our team calls every Monday night. And so what I'm going to be teaching is a process called the hot market system. And this is basically what you'll be using your entire business. And this system is like 30 years old, and it's been rewritten to work with Pruvit. and revamped to, you know, work with our business. So the reason that I was hungry, well, I wasn't trying to switch to a different company. I tried a packet of Max Now ketones. I did a workout on it, and I knew I was going to buy more of it, and I felt really bad about that, only because it wasn't the product I was selling at the time. And so, and I was really excited because I like just the rush of endorphins and everything I got. I knew one that that this was like a trend that I wanted to get behind and get on, and that it was going to help me, because I felt my mood was just really bad. I was kind of struggling with depression on and off, but didn't know it. And I just felt like, you know, I always am chasing that, like, I don't know, I just felt like I could be living more vibrant, and I just didn't have it, whatever it was, yet. And when I tried ketones, I was like, this is it. And I had tried a lot of supplements and pre-workouts, etc. So I was really hungry in the beginning too, when I saw how duplicatable this was, and that I could bring other people into it and not be the only one making money. That made me excited. And so one thing that I'll start off too is that you all need to write down what your desire is with this business, and know that it can evolve at any time, but also just own it and be really confident and okay with it, even if it's not the same level as my desire is, right? Because you might have other, you know, this might be a side hustle for you. This might be enough to pay for your product. It might be to pay your mortgage. It might be like the family vacation you want to take, or maybe you really want to be a self-made millionaire. Like whatever it is, no one's desire makes someone better than the next person. So all of this will work regardless of what you want from this. But knowing your desire is important, because then you can always be real with yourself and have the awareness of what your work ethic needs to be. So a lot of people will come in and say they have a desire of making 10 grand a month, and their work ethic doesn't reflect that. So being an entrepreneur is very different, because being an employee, you show up, or you have a client, or you have a job, and you know that you're going to get paid. You know that you're going to get a paycheck, right? So being an entrepreneur is very different. You have to go through, depending on your level of desire, if it's really high, you have to go through a lot of failures, a lot of rejection, a lot of, if you want to be like self-made and make, you know, a good amount of money, there's going to be a lot of setbacks. There's going to be a lot of resistance, and you just have to expect that. But if you decide to stick to this process and develop your mind and your mindset, then you can definitely see success. But overall, the number one thing that takes people out is mindset. So be ready for it to be attacked. Be ready for those doubts to fill in, and you really just have to ignore it and get so busy with talking to people that you don't really have time to think about those little doubts or whatever. So some people struggle with that more than others. But anyway, so Brittany, I want to ask you first, what is your, because I know you have an amazing story with keto. What is your level of desire, just so I can talk like to that? What's your level of desire with Pruvit, would you say, right now?
I mean, really, I'm just looking to kind of make some extra money, or even just get other people on board with ketones so that they can see how good it makes them feel, and, maybe get some free ketones and, really just kind of get the word out there about it, and just show other people how good it really can make you feel, and, help you achieve like your ultimate weight loss goal.
Yay. Okay, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing. And Janelle, what would you say yours is? Oh, here, I can unmute you. Hang on. Unmute. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I love your answer a lot. So similar, I just want other people to know about this, because even in the short time period that I've been taking it, and the last couple weeks that I have been doing the keto process, as much as possible sticking to it, like I've just had so much more energy, and which is shocking, because normally I would set my alarm clock like 30 minutes prior to me having to get up to get ready, and I would literally hit it like on snooze like 4 times. And now I'm like, I'll hit it on snooze, but I'm checking my phone, and then I just get up. And that, and I just kind of want to be in that place where I can have a little bit of financial freedom and I don't have to do like my 2-hour commute to and from work on my Monday, Tuesday, Friday schedule, because, you know, I do hair and makeup also and brows, and I want to just mainly do that. So when we do have a kid, I can, you know, be at home part-time, you know.
Yay. I love that. Thank you. Okay, so good. Mute. Okay, so let me see what I can say. So anything really is possible here. And and what's so cool about it is even the person that wants, so money is just a commodity, right? You know, money comes and goes. It's not a big deal. You know, we can make a lot of money. We can spend a lot of money. But the real, like, regardless of how much, like, you know, I do think we all need to know, like, our big desire, like our big goal. Whether you want to call yourself a self-made millionaire, which really these days is not really that much, especially if you live in California, or, you know, whatever it is, the cool part is that in this process is it's all about pursuing our better and becoming better. So like the same mental strength and at least the consistency of, you know, becoming better, becoming the best version of you, and being someone that people look to help, which doesn't take much except, you know, reading into, I believe, like personal development and just challenging your mind. It pretty much looks the same for all of us. And we all, you know, and what that's going to get regardless of our income goal is just, you know, being a better person, being smarter, being, you know, making progress, learning more about money. All of these things and all of this like knowledge gathering that we do on our journey is very unique to all of us, but progress equals happiness, and people want to, and that's, you know, this is never going to go out of business because everyone wants more happiness, and ketones are just the vehicle, but who you're becoming in this process, I do believe will initiate the law of attraction, or who, or just like the results that you get as long as you're consistent on that journey, and it makes it worth it regardless of the results. So what we do is, so one thing before I get into teaching too much, one thing is so I'm gonna have to plug my phone in. So when I was in my previous company, and I don't normally talk about this, but for some reason it's on my mind today. I don't know why. I was like, you know, it's so dumb that you know, people in network marketing say that this isn't sales, because that's totally not true. This, you know, this is sales. You're selling stuff. And I'm just not. And if I was better at selling, that I could get more results. But what Lisa Grossman has taught me is that 85% of people aren't naturally good at sales. Network marketing is a process where you point people to a tool. You see if they're open, you give them a way out, and it's really what it is. It's really a choice business, right? So are people going to say no because that's a choice that they're making? Of course, but it's not because you're not selling well. And in fact, you should never really be trying to sell someone. If you do get that mindset, it can be easy to start taking things personal, or it could be easy to think that you're being salesy. So when someone says, so here's what the process is and the flow is, and both of you should kind of know this just based on your experience being in Keto Friendly, chatting with me, is whether you have a relationship with them or not, like if they're your hot market or if they're just some girl that you click with over something on social media, it's just we lead with the question. So, hey, what do you know about max keto or ketosis? Nothing, a little bit. I do the keto diet. Great. Well, if I tag you in a quick 4-minute video, it's really cute, sweet and short. Will you watch it? And so that verbiage is very important. The if I, will you, there's a psychology behind that. Instead of saying instead of just saying, I'm going to send you a video, watch it. Because if I send you a video, will you watch it? Give someone a chance to say, no, I don't think so. Most people, I could probably count on both of my hands how many people have said no, that they won't watch the video. Have people not responded? Like a ton. So for example, I was buying water at the grocery store like a week ago, and this guy asked how I was doing, and I was like, pretty good. I'm kind of tired because I'm doing a fast right now. And then we just started talking about nutrition. And then he was like, yeah, I really love learning about it. And I had one of Pruvit's we have these like hacker guide magazines that explains the ketone operating system and stuff. And I carried them in my purse. And I was like, oh yeah, I love this stuff too. And I whipped out the magazine. I was like, here, you should read this. It's really great info. And then I gave him my card, and I was like, message me if you want to learn more about it, if you like anything in the magazine. And he was really nice. And then kind of like a stalker, I went back yesterday, and he happened to be working. And so I went through his aisle again, and I was like, hey, did you read my magazine? And it's a small town here. And so he was like, no, he's like, I kind of skimmed through it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, he's like, it's kind of, sad that that's all they have, just for the info on this thing. And I was like, oh no, I could send you a video. What's your number? Because like the first time I met him, I didn't want to ask that. But he was like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, do you have Facebook? I can send it to you on Facebook. And he's like, no, I just don't really think that like you should have to supplement. I think you can just eat real food. And that's when I realized that him and I were just different people. Like he's just not open, and that's okay. And so I was like, well, I don't believe in that. I believe supplementation can fill the gaps of our food industry. But I almost went there, but it's like, so the thing with this is that if you focus on saying less to more people, like if I would have like stayed in line and like, and held up the line and like try to like convince him that he should watch this video, and like I almost was going to give him, I had some ketones on me, I was almost going to give him one, but it's like that person wasn't open, and that's okay, right? So that's going to happen always, even with our closest friends and family. Like my sister doesn't drink them every day, and I bought them for her, and I'm like, and I used to sell like fitness programs before this, so like I could get if someone wouldn't do a workout. But it's like, if you can't even like mix some powder up with some water, it's like, I just can't help you. It's not going to be for everyone. Some people just aren't there yet. So that's how you approach your cold market, is with that question. Hey, what do you know about max keto or ketosis? If I tag you in a quick video, will you watch it? And what I suggest doing first and foremost, so this would be step one, is to create a list. And this would be your hot market list, I guess you would say. And Lisa had me make a list of 100 people. So 100 names. And if you go on Google, if you Google memory jogger network marketing, there's some great prompts to get you to think of 100 people. So it'll ask you like people you went to summer camp with, your mom's coworkers, different little prompts that kind of give you idea of names you can jot down. So one thing I will say is that a lot of people have said to me like, well, of course you're doing well. You had a business before and you just recruited your team to your new business. Well, it's actually false. Not everyone came with me. Most of those people aren't builders in my business today. Most of my builders are people I didn't know, even when I was doing that company. So, and I always held this belief that if I could just recruit one person who was a superstar or Instagram famous, or, a network marketing 6-figure earner in another company, that I could just make it to the top, right? And so that's one of the biggest things that'll hold you back if you think that if you just wait around for that one person, because they never come. And even top leaders will say that. So the whole idea is that you help a lot of people. What's so fun about Pruvit is that we're mostly customer based, whereas most companies you have to recruit people into the business. But we are about 97% 97 customers we're about 97% made up of customers as a whole company. which is insane. So so we get paid on customer volume, not necessarily like presenting the opportunity to people. So it's cool because we can lead with that, and customers are great for business because they're just easy to deal with. And if, you know, and especially with Pruvit, people find a flavor that they like and they stay on it, and it's just a good system. So you make your list of people. And one thing too that always surprised me with my list is that the people that I thought would say no are usually the ones that say yes. So I try to not make an assumption for anyone's life for them. You know, like don't let the fact that maybe you've already talked to them about a previous business, or maybe something happened 5 years ago between you two, just ask them if they know anything. The worst thing that they could say is, you know, they watch the video and they don't want to try it, or they ignore you, and it's like, whatever. And a lot of times when people ignore you, it's like, I ignore people on Messenger all the time, not intentionally, just because I forget or I don't see their message. So it's okay to like check back in with them. So the system for the next step would be to go through all those people and just ask them. So that's hot market. So let me finish cold market. Sorry. Most of us are going to be leading with hot market. But cold market or warm market are going to be people maybe you meet online or that you meet in real life that you don't have a real good relationship with. So the next step after you ask the question is you tag them in the video. And the group is really, really great for your business, because network marketing, especially with your busy lifestyles, your full-time job, is all about leveraging your time. And so Keto Friendly will leverage your time for you and will sell things for you. So if you get them into the group, we're really good about feeding content into that group, and content in forms of stories, transformations. We share benefits of the benefits, which mean, and we'll talk about social media at the very end, but benefits of the benefits is like, what has better sleep done for you? You know, what has better skin done for you? What has fat loss done for you? Fat loss is just a benefit. Better skin is just a benefit. But, you know, like one of my girls, her size 12s are way too big, and those were like her goal pants. And she's pre-wedding weight or something, and that's changed her whole confidence completely. And so, like, you know, the confidence is a benefit of the fat loss. So we add them to the group and we tag them in that pinned video at the very top. It's the 4-minute campfire video, and you say, hey, here's the video, so glad you're in the group. You do have to be Facebook friends with them in order for Facebook to let you tag their name. And then send them a message and you say, okay, I tagged you, send me a thumbs up when you're all finished watching. And most of the times you're going to have to follow up with them, because one, they might not see the tag, they might whatever. So it's important to track who you tag. I'm not a super type A person, so I use the fact that I've tagged him in the video as my reminder that I tagged him before. So I'll go back like once a week and look at everyone I tagged and just like touch back with them and see if I maybe forgot to respond, or maybe, you know, they have questions, or just remind them to watch it if they haven't yet, etc. So, and then two, the next thing I'll do is I'll say, okay, you know, if they say, hey, Tasha, thanks for watching, or thanks for coming in. So right now we're just talking about the process of, hi. So right now we're just talking about the process of tagging people in our keto friendly group, which we can talk more about after. But then we ask them, okay, aside from fat loss, which of these benefits are you most looking forward to experiencing? And then I send them a flyer of all the different benefits, which I'll post in our little group chat after this. And the reason we say besides fat loss is because this isn't a fat loss product. Ketones are for everyone. Fat loss can be a benefit of being a side effect of getting into ketosis, right? You're burning fat for fuel. But the reason we ask that is because the next step is we're going to offer them a 10 or 20 day experience. And if they're on their mind, their expectation is that they're going to lose fat in 10 days, then that's going to be bad for business and just bad expectations. So we want to set proper expectations. So after they tell you, oh, I want, better skin, or most people say all of them. And I'm like, yeah, girl, me too. That's what I said. And then I send them a voice message and I say, okay, great. I'm really excited for you to have better sleep. How would that add more joy to your life? Or how would more energy add joy to your life? And make them tell you. And a lot of times this is all, relationship building and working with people. A lot of times you have to ask more questions if they don't go deep initially. So if they don't really, if their answer is kind of like surface level, just maybe ask another probing question, like, how are your energy levels now? Or, how many hours of sleep do you get on average every night? And then there's all kinds of different scripts that we use. Like if they seem hesitant, sometimes I'll be like, or they haven't responded after I tell them how much it costs. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, I'm just curious, is there anything else, or what are your plans for better energy and better sleep if you don't get your 10-pack experience of KetoBawse? Because that makes them think. They're like, oh, and most people don't have a plan, right? So just different things like that. And then, so what I did personally, just kind of rewinding a little bit, is I wanted to come in at the experience pack, which is 200 servings, and it's $928. And they don't give you a price break. So if you just buy individual boxes on the website, that's fine too, of different flavors. But there is a benefit of coming in at the experience pack, because the company will rank advance you to rank 5. Our rank advancements are really simple. There's no fancy names. It's just like rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, and all the way up to rank 10, and then legend. And so I didn't have $1,000 to spend. And so what I did is I pre-sold the 200 servings, right? So I found 10 people to pre-order a 10-pack experience. Did I say, no, 20 people. 20 people to order a 10-pack experience from me. And I don't have a huge network. I didn't finish college. I don't have like a huge group of in real life friends or anything. So this list of 100 people quickly became mostly chicks I found on Facebook, people that I chatted with on Facebook, right? So it's okay if you don't know them super well, because most of the people that bought 10 days from me, I didn't really have a long-term relationship with them. But I got them to send me money for the 10-pack experience. A 10-pack of all max is $75. I charge $75 if you're in the US. It's not that much more expensive. I charge like $5 more to ship to Canada. Or if you need product shipped to any country, you can reach out to me. We have people in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. We're only officially launched in Australia, Canada, and Hong Kong. But if you need something in Japan, I have people in Hong Kong that could ship it there, etc. To make it easy on you. So anyway, so I had about like $1,300 in my PayPal account. And I charged $75 because that'll keep costs even, or I'll break even at that rate. So the goal with if you do pre-sell an experience pack or even buy one, is the goal isn't to make a profit. They're just trials for your prospects or your people in the marketplace to try, right? So we're not trying to make money off of anybody with that. So I just charge $75. That covers the cost to ship. It covers the cost for the flat rate mail envelopes, or your bubblers, or your bubble mailers. You can get those off Amazon. We have all that info in the team group too. And then, so once someone orders too, I always make them introduce themselves in the keto friendly. And I just say, or I ask them to at least, I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? we post a pic of yourself, say you're excited for your 10-pack experience and what your goal is, and tag me in it so I can see it. One, it's going to help the culture of keto friendly, and two, it's going to have them much more likely to take the ketones, to interact with you while they're on their experience, and to interact with the group, and get the best results. And so anyway, the benefit of it, if you do come in at a 200 at the promoter pack, is you get promoted to rank 5 for an entire year. And what all that rank 5 means is that you'll get paid on more levels of your organization. So you get paid on your top 3. You get paid on pretty deep. I think it's like 8 levels or something. It's different percentages. But it'll make a difference. Like in a year, it'll probably be a couple $1,000s. So if your goal is to not make a ton of money, then you can just buy 2. Sometimes we'll just have people buy like 2 boxes of Max and a box of keto cream, and send 5 or 10 days out and to their prospects that way. But I wanted the perks of being rank 5 for a year, so I pre-sold that 200 servings so that I could buy it and come in that way. And so yeah, so what I did is I used the hot market system, and I moved pretty quickly. So you're going to get a lot of people that aren't going to want to do it, that are going to ignore you, but Pruvit really rewards people when you go quick in the beginning. So we have these 2 different bonuses. One's called GoPro, one's called Go MVP. GoPro is $250, and you have to sell 14 boxes of Max within your first 14 days, which is really easy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's like simple if you hustle, right? You don't have to hit the bonuses. It doesn't determine your success in the company. They're literally just bonuses. They don't have anything to do with like rank or anything. And then the MVP bonus is selling 24 boxes of Max ketos. Sorry, someone was trying to FaceTime me. Within the first month of being in business, so 24 boxes of Max within your first month, and that bonus is $500. And then I also, I won't talk about that. So I made, on my very first month in Pruvit, I ended up making like $4,400 or something, because I hit all of the bonuses. I hit MVP, I hit GoPro, and it was really scary. Like I literally had to work until midnight of the challenge because I didn't know if I was going to hit it or not. But it doesn't matter if you hit these bonuses. It just matters that you go after them, because I think it's important to be able to coach other people. If you bring in someone who's hungrier than you or has the same level of desire, that you can at least speak to maybe the effort it takes, right, to go after it. So the hot market system is designed to create immediate sales. And this is what I did in my first 72 hours to sell those 20 10-pack experiences. So before I read this to you, because I know that was a lot, what questions do you have? Let me unmute you. Okay, Brittany or Janelle?
I am just taking it all in.
Same here. I'm just taking it all in.
You're just falling? Okay. Does it make sense kind of so far, like the system? We just like point to the video, ask them the benefits of an experience. It's pretty simple, right?
Right. It totally makes sense. I mean, yeah, you're totally making sense.
Okay, good. Okay. So, and the whole reason that we have it so simple is because network marketing at its core, when it was originally developed, was so that like anyone could do it. You know, that Margaret in Mississippi, who's 65, who's never used Facebook, could use the hot market system, hit all of the bonuses and Pruvit, and kill it. You know, network, that's what I think is so awesome about it, is network marketing is designed for the person who doesn't have any skill set or any talent, and with a simple proven system can follow it if they stick to it. you know, so maybe Margaret or whoever her name is in Mississippi would like, you know, go and ask all her friends and go door to door, or however they used to do it before technology, right? And there's actually stories that, like, crazy success stories of people doing that, and even to this day. And there's like this one story of this lady who had like faxed in all of her distributors that she was like signing up, and they like filled out everything by hand, and she makes like, I don't know, like $30,000 a month or something crazy, and doesn't have like phone service, or I don't know. Anyway, so the hot market system, a simple definition would be what's called your 3 a.m.ers. So go through your phone contacts from A to Z and make a quick note of everyone who, if your car broke down out, and I can send this to you guys as well. What's great about everything I'm saying is when you sign up officially as a promoter in our team group, we try to keep everything in-house so you're not like all over the internet. And we have these different units that, and it's like a checklist that you basically like go through and you click like done every time you read it or whatever. And one of them is like the hot market system, etc. So it's all there for you, and you can copy it and download it on your computer. So make a quick note of everyone who, if your car broke down outside of town at 3 a.m., they would hop out of bed immediately to come help. Or if they called you at 3 a.m., you would do the same without hesitation. That is your hot market. And everyone has plenty of these folks, even if they don't live, you know, next to you. These are the same folks that don't see you as a powerful entrepreneur, but will support you and help you because they love you. Starting them out as product trial consumers is a perfect beginning. A couple key items. Primarily designed to create immediate sales. This technique can create dozens of paid product trials with only a few hours of effort over a new team member's first 24 to 72 hours in the business. Number 2, initial packages are made up of one-time order. Smart Ship is a different order. So basically they're buying a 10-day off of you once, right? Best starting option is the experience pack, I explained, to bonus benefits rank 5 for your first full year, and double enrollment bonuses of 40% for your first 30 days. I always forget about that one. So I was like wondering, how did I make $4,000? Because that doesn't add up. So I made that much money because start coming in with a promoter experience pack, you also earn 40% instead of 20% off of all of your commissions, or off of all your sales. So it's literally double. And then after your 30 days are over, then it ends. So it could be a lot of money just in bonuses and like commissions. Anyway, so our experience pack is 200 servings. You can actually sell them for, if you do decide to do this option, you can sell them for $60 instead of $75 because they come with non-max flavors. So for $60, they'll get some chocolate swirl, orange dream. And I've been actually drinking the chocolate swirl and I really like it. Like, I think it works great. Max Maui fruit punch and raspberry lemonade. And then if you want to buy a box of maybe Swiss cacao or keto cream on the side, if you don't have those flavors, that might be nice to throw in for your customers so they can try those ones. The idea is 4 to 5 flavors for 5 days, but it can be whatever you have on stock, really. Same with 10 days. The greatest aspect of this process is that upon completion, a new team member is now equipped with the most important asset that they could have for the rest of their career, a huge personal success story from their first few days in the business. Then, after acquiring trial consumers, they can go back and introduce more of the product line to expand the depth of the consumer value, like the reboot, maybe the cream if they didn't try cream. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. Acquire the consumer first, then go deep with them. Philosophy. A new distributor comes in with only 4 things: hope, more truthfully, lack of belief, uncertainty. I was really uncertain. I didn't know if this was going to work. I mean, you don't ever know. More realistically, fear. a large order of product, and a close circle of friends, family, relatives, close friends who love them and will help them with almost anything one time if asked. This follows the same natural behavior as if they started any business, like a restaurant or dress shop. Family/close friends will always show up on opening day and will purchase to show support. The quality of the food, dresses, or in network marketing, the product itself will determine if they ever buy again. Furthermore, you never want a new distributor or promoter to approach their hot market about the opportunity when they are so new and simply have not had time to gain any depth of understanding, experience, or confidence. Because the hot market loves them so much, they may have no faith in their ability to be an entrepreneurial success and can often shake what little confidence the new distributor may have. But as a trial consumer, the hot market is perfect. And once they have a positive experience with the product, they are often massively more supportive of the business concept. So the approach, with this in mind, the hot market conversation is literally less than 60 seconds of the conversation, with a decision response that is nearly immediate, either yes or no. If the conversation is more than 60 seconds, you are saying too much. Stop doing that. There is no selling involved. You do not sell your hot market. You simply present a scenario and let them decide instantly, and no big deal or discomfort. Here's the language of the approach when the close circle member answers the phone, or I texted everyone, but I called a couple of people that I knew. So, hi, Uncle Fred. This is Alexis. Do you have a couple of minutes? I just started this new business and I can really use your help. It's super simple, quick, and easy. Now, I'm not asking you to join the business or even become a permanent customer, but I need 10 consumers for a trial and feedback program. I would like you to buy a 5 or 10-day trial supply one time of my product, use it, and give me your feedback, which will really help me market successfully. The product is a highly effective powdered drink mix designed to get people healthier by naturally creating fat loss, higher energy, and mental clarity and focus. You just mix it with water and drink it, and it tastes awesome. If you like it, you can become a preferred customer and get a discount long term. If you don't like the product, you never have to buy it again, but your feedback either way will help me succeed. It's just $35 for the 5-day or $60 for the 10-day. That's if you're not doing all max. If it's all max, then it's $45 and $75. Can I count on you to help me to be one of my 10? And then if you aren't shipping it, just take $5 off of each of those prices. You know, if they're like your coworker or whatever, and you don't have to ship it. So they can pay by cash, check, PayPal.me, Venmo, or Facebook payments and Messenger. Pick what you have. If they say no, the graceful conclusion is, hey, Uncle Fred, that's no problem, but there is another way you can help. If you can think of 3 people over the next week or 2 that might benefit from trying my product, would you refer them to me? Thanks so much. And you can also do it by text. You could just be like, and this is why I did it so quick, because I literally didn't even make it to the letter D in my contact list before I sold all of them. And I was just like, hey, Sarah, I know it's been a while. I just started a new business and I could really use your help. It's really fast and simple. Text me back to find out how. Thanks, girl. When they respond, how can I help? Or what is it? Then I would say, I need 10 consumers for a 5 or 10-day trial and feedback program on my product. It's a highly effective powdered drink mix designed to get people healthier by naturally creating fat loss, higher energy, blah, blah, blah. Just mix with water and it tastes awesome. I want you to buy a 5 or 10-day trial one time and use it. And then you tell them how much it is. And then you just say, can I count on you to be one of my 10? Thanks. Or one of my 20. I guess whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter. So the thing is like, it's not what you lack in skill or talent, you can always make up in numbers. And I really took that to heart when I first started in my first month, because it didn't matter if I had to talk to 3,000 people. I was going to run through this script with 3,000 people if that's how many it took to sell my 20, right? Obviously, it didn't take that many people at all, but sometimes I'll see people who will, and this is not like either of you two at all, I'm just like some people who, I don't know, like struggle with mindset or kind of negative or lack like a certain level of emotional intelligence or whatever. Sometimes they'll talk to like 5 people and no one will respond, and they'll literally be like, this business isn't for me. The system doesn't work. I can't do what Alexis did. And it's like, it's not that. It's just that you didn't talk to enough people. And you don't ever know, like, the thing is you can never say the wrong thing to the right person who wants to try, who wants to try it. So it's like, you can't mess it up if someone's truly down to help you out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk a little bit about social media. So, our company, Pruvit, and any network marketing company is not really great at marketing in terms of, like, we are their business, right? The word of mouth, us as promoters, we make them the money. And so our marketing needs to look different than the company marketing. So in the beginning, I was kind of bad at it, and I would share like company flyers or things that they put out in the Pruvit Pulse app. So make sure that you download the Pruvit Pulse. It's a free app, and it just tells you, if you don't have it already, it just tells you when, new flavors are coming or sales that we have or calls, all of that stuff. But don't share, like, if there's a 22% off sale, don't spam your social media. The thing when you join a network marketing company is you don't want your friends and family to be like, oh my gosh, who is Janelle? Like, she never talks about the stuff she used to post about. Is she even married anymore? Does she even like doing hair? Because all she's talking about is these ketones. I don't even recognize her. And then people like start unfollowing you, and not that either of you two will do it, but you still have to be kind of cognizant of that, because it's easy to do when you're excited. Like, even I kind of did it, and sometimes I still have to, like, keep it down, like tone it down a bit. And even Lisa told me after my first month, she was like, I think it's time you can, like, tone it down a little with your social media. You don't have to. So now I try to do more of attraction marketing and what we call the 10-4-1. So 10-4-1 just means you make 10 Facebook posts a week, it's going to be 15 posts a week, which is not a lot. Like, I see both of you probably already do that anyway. I probably do like double that, but you don't need to. It doesn't mean that I'm like seeing more results. It just means I'm just online more, but you can be super effective with just doing 15 a week, and 10 of those posts are just normal posts. It could be, things that, hair posts, your work, things you already share about in your day-to-day life, your dogs, your cat, your husband, your friend, you taking your mom out to dinner. It's just normal things that people post. And then 4 of your posts are going to be curiosity posts. So curiosity posts are like the one that I did right before this call. I took a selfie of myself, and I said that I was about to do a training for some women who want to learn how to start their own business. And I don't know, I made it, I was hype about it. But I didn't say my Pruvit business. I didn't say ketones are amazing. I didn't say who wants to join, I'm hiring. It was just curiosity. And someone actually messaged me after that, and they were like, what do you do? So the thing is the reason we don't want to spill all the beans, and the reason we don't want to post who wants to do a 10-pack trial, it's only $75, inbox me, is because no one's going to inbox you. They're going to Google it, or they're going to decide it's too expensive, and they have no reason to message you. So with attraction marketing, you make people curious and you lead people to your inbox, because you want to be the one to give them the details and give them the right and take them through the flow, because the process works instead of them, going off in the interweb or whatever. So, and it's just nicer to look at, and you get to speak your truth, and you get to be like who you are, and you get to create your brand. And the thing with network marketing is I love this model so much because, one, we're not spammy and salesy like Pruvit would be. It's not like all of a sudden we're the company. And 2, it's also we're not creating our own brand where we're like, trying to be like a life coach, right? You see a lot of coaches and money coaches and mindset coaches and things like that, and they're positioning themselves as the expert. And they're creating their brand, and they have their cover photo, and they have their perfect headshot, and they're the expert on how to help you create 7 figures a month in your business. But if you think about network marketing, we have to be really, there's a fine line between branding ourselves and still being like us and not the expert, because that's not duplicatable, right? We don't want to know everything about ketones. We don't want to know everything about network marketing. So for example, like how I just taught the hot market system, I'm edifying that system and I'm not the system, right? So it's not like a special skill I possess or anything. This is literally, if someone follows, anyone can do it if they decide to do it. And then same with the video, like any of us can tag someone in a video. Whenever someone's like, so pitch me, explain to me your product, I'm like, I can send you a video. Like, I don't even really know everything about ketogenesis. I just learned the difference between ketogenesis and ketosis like 2 months ago, and I've been doing this for a year. But I know how it makes me feel, right? And I know the benefits, and I have a story to tell. So 4 of your posts should be curiosity posts. So it could be a benefit of the benefit, like how you're down 10 pounds and you literally tried a year to lose 10 pounds and now you're down 10 pounds and you feel great. And that's your post. And it could be a before and after. And then, or it could be someone else's story, right? If you feel like you're still creating your own, it could be someone else's story and a before and after and a benefit of the benefit. Or it could be like, I love fat coffee. You know, who else puts, you know, butter and MCT oil in their coffee? Like, that's a curiosity post. And then your 1 post a week is going to be what some people call like the banger post or the panty dropping post. And those aren't my words. I would also write down Jessie Lee Ward. She's one of the top earners in our company, and she's just a guru in everything. She's a social media guru. I watch her live videos anytime I have extra chance to do so after I've gotten like my business building activities down. And so the 10-for-1 market or method was created by her. Sorry, just seeing what time it was. And so the panty dropping post is like your hard sell. This is the one where you're asking for the money. You're asking people to sign up. You're saying, who's in? We're going to do this. Who hasn't tried ketones? I've been with this amazing company, Pruvit. I love the culture. Anyone open to learning about the business opportunity? We got a webinar. Drop your favorite emoji below. So it's a call to action. You know, you're asking them to drop, you know, you're asking them to do a 10-day. You're asking them to, there's a call to action at the end. And so there's not a lot of selling. You know, you do that 1 post per week, because if you don't ask for it, you won't get it. And that's really it. So that's the social media part. And then every week we do a team call where we pull people out who are, you know, doing things that are working in their business, and, you know, highlight people who are making like $1,000 a month and ask them, like, you know, what's working for them. And so it's really fun. And one of my favorite things, I'll end with this, that I love about Pruvit is that they don't make a huge deal out of the top leaders. So you like don't, I mean, they celebrate them and we recognize them, but they don't put people on pedestals. So we're like really all this like small community, it feels like. And even our CEO, like everything's just, it's not like super fancy, and it's just like, I don't know. I just really like it because it makes it feel like everyone can win. And they don't put a huge emphasis on like money, making a bunch of money. It's more on better and what you can do to become better. So that's their whole mission and slogan. So I'll stop recording. Thanks for watching.